16 at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center for the Truth Matters series by the Jamaica Labour Party, starting at 5 p.m. and hosted live during Nationwide at 5. This public forum will bring you the latest facts and updates on local government, roadworks, culture and sport, industry and commerce, and justice. Come and hear from Ministers Desmond McKenzie, Olivia Babsy Grange, Delroy Chuck, Robert Morgan, Delano Seavright, and MP Dwayne Smith. So join us at the Sherlock Crescent Community Cultural Center tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th at 5 p.m. for The Truth Matters by the Jamaica Labour Party. And if you can't make it, tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 5 p.m. and catch the live stream on our YouTube channel, NNN Radio Live. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Turn up the heat with Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classifieds feature. If you have a car for sale, room for rent, or yard sale come up. If you look at work or need stuff. If you provide a service, make it a Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classified segment. Your listing plays again and again. From morning till evening. You sing it, we play it. You say it once, Jamaica hears it all day, every hour. Contact our sales team now at 876-630-1210 or sales at nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
He never shies away from taboo topics. Voyagings After Dark.
The most riveting discussions.
Voyagings After Dark.
Topics that are shunned by society.
And everything else in between. Voyagings After Dark with Korean Voyagings this and every Wednesday from 8 to 11 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
You can't miss.
What's buzzing?
Celebrity outfits.
Is that a hit or a miss?
Bust the odds.
Jamaica's Got Talent.
Wait, a war man.
Hot takes.
Talk up the things.
Actual factual.
Life is short.
Voyagings After Dark.
Come get your mind blown.
And your curiosity explored. It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The E-Zone is here for you. With this thing of Honey Bee.
And Korean Voyagings
From 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you say?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain
Or
busters.
the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow! Ow!
No matter how tough and hard out here. Mommy cry. Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry, sister hungry. Do something for the poor. Open up your heart.
Let me tell you something, man. R.I.P. Fantan Mojah. If my parents were right beside me right now, they would attest to the fact that this song I just used to start off this episode was the first favorite song I ever had in my life. We had an old reggae CD. My dad had one. And I don't know what it was about that song in particular. But that was the first song I can ever think of that I labeled my favorite song. 5-year-old me knew every single word to Hungry by Fantan Mojah. I don't know what it was about that song that made me love it so much, man. My mom probably listening to me right now, and she just nodding her head like, yeah, it's true. That's my first favorite song of all time. I was very saddened when I got the news that Fantan Mojah had passed away at the relatively young age of 49. I did not know he had a heart condition. I didn't know he had heart problems, man. Very, very sad to see a stalwart of 2000s reggae leave us so soon. Anyways, folks, you're tuned in to the comment section here on Nationwide 90 FM every day at 7 p.m. to 7:30. I'm riding solo today. I'm your host, Mahiri Stewart. My co-host, Shalois Michael, the first lady of comment section, still on leave, still living it up, still preparing for her team to take on Argentina in next Sundays, or this Sunday's rather, this upcoming World Cup final on Sunday. Should be an interesting match, and can't wait to see her reaction when she comes back here. So, folks, before we even get into anything, I really must apologize. Yesterday, I made a terrible mistake. I made a joke, and persons didn't get it. And listen, we posted the clips yesterday of me saying I'd never want to be an MP if I got pepper sprayed. And like, you could tell the persons who could tell I was joking. Even in the YouTube chat, they knew I was joking. But there are some people who thought I was dead serious, and they lost their minds. So I'm here to tell you that there will be no more jokes on the comment section ever again. I'll never joke on this program ever again. See me about my suit? We're only professional around here, man. We're going to give you that professional commentary. No more dilly-dallying, yeah? No more jokes. Oh, serious people, yeah? Serious people. Joke me next to. I'm never going to stop joking, man. But y'all understand how this show works, man. And that's why I love comment section so much, because it's where you come to unwind after hearing all that hard current affairs news on NTM and Cliff Views Online. And then at 5, man, this is where you de-stress and get like a more satirical take on the things that run our headlines. And speaking of the things that run our headlines, that's what we're talking about today, man. So the Integrity Commission, led by its executive director, Craig Beresford, says, listen, the current leadership of the IC is going to abandon the stance towards the media engagements taken by its predecessors amid concerns about public perceptions. For those of you who don't know, there was an Integrity Commission media briefing earlier this week that was attended by us and many other members of the media. And during said presser, the Integrity Commission's executive director, Craig Beresford, says that, listen, man, we need to do a bit more to regain the confidence of Jamaicans. Our Blue Dot poll said there are good number of persons who don't have that much confidence in the Integrity Commission. That was the first media briefing they had in, I believe, 7 years, which is kind of crazy for an agency that is so important. And the last media briefing they ever had was in May 2019, right? But Beresford says, listen, this leadership under this regime of the Integrity Commission, they're going to be having a different approach to the media. So they're going to have more media engagement. And as a member of the Fourth Estate, as a member of a media house, how could you not want to hear that? But will this help in increasing public confidence? To figure that out, we have to ask the public. Therefore, for today's public opinion, we're asking you, do you welcome the Integrity Commission's commitment for greater media engagement? That's the question we're asking today, folks, and I'm very interested to see what you all have to say. So let's go through the comments, shall we? Yeah. So we always start off with Facebook. We have four comments on Facebook, and we're going to go through them right now. So we start off with Prince Wellington. Prince Wellington says, certainly, transparency and accountability is key. Love to hear that. Donald O'Mealy says, what changes will that bring? Mervyn Campbell says, yes, media plays a significant role in our democracy. And Natalie Winter says, yes, I believe this commitment will foster transparency and accountability. And it's about time we had more open dialogue about integrity in media. It's crucial for our nation's progress. So it seems as though persons are quite pleased. It seems as though so far, based on our Facebook comments, some persons are quite pleased with the fact that the Integrity Commission is going to be more upfront with the media going forward. And what do I think? What do I think about the fact that the Integrity Commission is going to increase its, engagement with the media? I think it's great. Simple as that. I think it's great, man. Because when I think about government agencies, and I think about how many government agencies have held press briefings for whatever matter that I've been to, there's so many that come to mind, but the Integrity Commission has never been one of them. And I always figured out that it was probably because of the nature of their work. But stuff like this, where they have their annual report, I would expect there to be a media briefing every year that they put out one of these things, so that persons such as myself, such as Siobhan, or anybody here at Nationwide, or anybody at any media house can say, hey, I have a question about this part of your report, whether it be the issues they brought up about staffing and the causes for that, you know, how the public perceives them, which is something that was discussed at the media briefing, things like that. Because the Integrity Commission is a very important public body. And I think being able to engage with the media doesn't have to be every day. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be every month. You know, I mean, some places have quarterly media briefings. I know Indicom does. Indicom has their quarterly media briefings. They're different. PIOJ is another one I can think of. So many different agencies have their media briefings. And granted, those agencies do different things to the Integrity Commission. But I think this is a step in the right direction, personally. And I welcome it very much. And I tell you what, this is like the second time I think IC members have even been available to the media, because I attended what was a conference that Craig Beresford was at. It was the first time I'd ever asked the executive director of the IC a question, and that was before this media briefing. So this is like the second time I think a Nationwide journalist has been able to ask the executive director of the Integrity Commission a question pertaining to current affairs, which I think is a step in the right direction, man. I haven't been doing journalism that long, but that was something that I realized wasn't necessarily the case under the old leadership. Philip Jackson says the Integrity Commission must turn over a new page. Trust is not given, it is earned by action. And they now have to work for that trust. As opposed to talking for it. Okay. Georgie Porgy Walton says, where is everyone this evening? Yeah, that's a good question, man. News commentator J.A. Did you have a press conference today? Yes, news commentator. I was at Postcab this morning, which is why I'm wearing the jacket suit. So yeah, man. Philip Jackson says, Mahiri, good evening. The Integrity Commission chat about media presence should be so from day one. It's not a favor they are giving. No one should be the norm. That shouldn't be the norm in the first place. And yeah, man, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think it should be standard practice going forward that they have, if it's even just a yearly one, to react to the annual report that they put out and that gets tabled in Parliament. That would be great. I think I could, if it's even just an annual media briefing to discuss their annual reports, I think that would be adequate. Maybe you'd want like a quarterly one at best, but I'm all right with an annual one to start off. And maybe even an emergency one if things go sour and they need to address certain matters. Outside of just a press release, I would like a press briefing. I think that would be adequate as well, as a member of the Fourth Estate. But that's just me. We keep going. We go over to Instagram. Mr. Bozzy Byfield says, nope, I'm not buying it, I see. Until you show fairness across the board right now, you are definitely giving off a biased vibe. And listen, man, that's one of the public perceptions that has hampered the Integrity Commission in the eyes of the public. There's so many people out there that think there's some kind of biased organization, biased towards this, biased towards that. And I think that's exactly why I think media conferences such as the one held this week can help. And they admitted as much. They think that engaging with the media more can prevent persons from thinking this way about them. And I think that's a good move by them. One Empress says, we need extremely great scrutiny of all politicians and public servants. Too much cronyism. So that's them reacting to, I guess, what the mandate is by the Integrity Commission. Knoxley Brinks Sam says, absolutely, I welcome the Integrity Commission's commitment to greater media engagement. Step in the right direction. The IC regularly calls for transparency and accountability from public officials, so it is only reasonable that the Commission itself remains accessible and communicates openly with the Jamaican people. The Integrity Commission cannot fight corruption effectively without public confidence, and public confidence is strengthened through openness, communication, and transparency. Now Jamaicans will be watching to see whether this commitment results in genuine, consistent, and meaningful engagement with the media. And Gio Van Panton says he thinks it's excellent. So there you have it, folks. It seems as though it's an overwhelming majority of persons saying, yeah, this is good. Step in the right direction. And I'm obliged to agree as well. What say the YouTubers, man? Is football on my mind? News commentator, listen, man. A lot went on today. I don't blame you. Football is low-key on my mind as well. But as is the norm with the World Cup edition of Comment Section, we really saved the second half of the segment to talk about World Cup. And I definitely will be doing that, yeah? So don't you worry. But we keep going. Philip Jackson says people who are afraid of the media and have something to hide. People who's afraid of the light but stay in the dark is evil. Okay. I see not relevant today. Come on, George. You can't say that. You can't say them something there, bro. It is relevant. If it wasn't relevant, we wouldn't be asking you. You know, and I think given the important mandate that the Integrity Commission has in being able to have that power to recommend charges against politicians who they believe have illicitly enriched themselves, among other charges. That seems to be the most popular recommendation of a charge. But there are other things, whether it's failing to file statutory declarations. It's a very important body. And as Noxley said, it is one that requires accountability and transparency from public officials. So I think them taking the steps to be more upfront with the media will show the public that they too practice what they preach. I think that's the best way I can put it. And I think that's how I'm going to end public opinion right now. Thank you so much, as always, for participating. We're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to analyze today's World Cup semi-final. See you soon.
Portmore New Testament Church of God, celebrating 50 years of God's faithfulness, presents the Kevin Downswell pre-album launch worship experience. One night, one glorious worship encounter. Sunday, July 19 at 6 p.m. Victory Tabernacle, Bayside, Portmore. Gates open 5 p.m. Tickets pre-sold 3,500, VIP 7,000, pay-per-view 2,500 on SpurOpen.com or 4,500 at the gate. Children 12 and under, $1,200 at the gate. Tickets available at the Portmore New Testament Church office, Hopeline Pharmacy, Edgewater Medical, and Truly Me Weddings. Portmore New Testament Church of God Jubilee at the Kevin Downswell pre-album launch. There will be surprises.
A voice you love returns home. This August, afternoons on Nationwide, on air and online will never be the same.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, leave a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice. God me say, yo, watch you over me practice.
What's Cooking is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Limited, Jamaica's leading distributor of industrial automation and control solutions.
Welcome back to the comment section here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm your host, Mahiri Stewart. And folks, the World Cup final is finally set, man. We've been watching World Cup for a good while, and now we're finally reaching the climax. We're finally reaching the climax. The World Cup final has been set. Next Sunday, it will be Spain versus the defending champions, Argentina. Argentina defeated England today 2-1 to punch their ticket to their second straight World Cup final. And Lionel Messi and his gang are going to go there on Sunday and try and win a second straight FIFA World Cup. What a thing, man. What a life. And just talking about today's match is quite interesting as someone who watched the entire thing. At the beginning, England definitely had the upper hand. They looked more offensively driven. Argentina was kind of playing catch-up. They were trying to be the ones on defense. England was giving it to them. And then they got that early goal. Very good goal, by the way. But after that, one would have assumed that more pressure would have been put on the Argentinian defense to put another one in the net. And that way you'd have hammered home that lead and you'd have given them what would, in my opinion, have been an insurmountable challenge, even though we're talking about Argentina here. But that wasn't the case. It's almost as if that goal was all they had. They used all their energy for that one goal, because after that, Argentina came back crazy. They came back crazy. And I think today really solidified Messi as one of them guys. As if, let's not pretend like Messi was not already one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest football player of all time. But it's days like this that really make you see Messi's greatness outside of just being able to put the ball in the net. Yes, he is leading the Golden Boot, tied with Mbappe, but he has the tiebreaker by virtue of those assists he did today. And that's what I want to focus on, man. Messi assisted, I want to say, both goals tonight. Today, rather. There are two very good assists, and as a number 10, that's what you want to see. His playmaking abilities, good crossing, his ability to just create chances for people to put the ball into the net was on full display today. And Argentina had been looking kind of crazy this whole World Cup. They didn't look as dominant as France to me. I still had France as just a shoo-in to make the World Cup final. Couldn't believe they didn't make it in. But their ability to come back, like, the Argentina matches this year, this World Cup have been nuts. The Cape Verde match, crazy. The Egypt match, where they came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2, box office. And even that had people looking at them kind of funny. But alas. And today, amidst all the rumors that Argentina, they got teeth the game, the ref, I don't think the ref played any role in today's game at all. And this match was so hostile, man. It really was. This match was very hostile. There's a lot of skirmishes. Even after the match, there was a lot of fighting, small fighting, but fighting nonetheless. And I was like, why is it so tense here, man? What's going on here? But, again, the finals are set. And I tell you what, because of the quality of the teams in the semifinals, I think we're going to have a banger third place match as well between France and England. That's going to be a good match too. And it's going to give Mbappe a chance to still win Golden Boot. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing to see. I think not making it to the finals puts Mbappe in a better position to win Golden Boot than had he made the finals. I think making the finals, if anything, probably hampers Messi's chances of still being Golden Boot. Because I think Mbappe is going to put like 3 in the net out of just pure frustration of not making it. But that's just me, man. What say y'all in the comments? Let's take a look. Marigold says, my hero is so physical. It was. Those guys were all, them that drop every second upon one another and a fight. Ref had to be part in so many fights. I'm like, bro, what am I watching? It's crazy. Yeah? What else we have here? Think about this. Who can predict the results of the World Cup? No one. If we could, we would not be all over the place with our predictions. Some of us are stressed out. It's crazy. That's Philip Jackson right there. Marigold says, Argentina was treated to tea and crumpets today. Ashoy Powell says, one Messi, the Messiah, the football Messiah. He you know, corrected himself. Mikel says, Tuchel parked the bus too early. I'm seeing that a lot. Persons are saying that Tuchel got that one goal and went on cruise control for the rest of the match. I think there's some truth to that. They just didn't look like the same England after scoring that goal. It looked like they really just thought they were going to just defend that 1-0 for the rest of the match. And I just don't get that, man. But I tell you what, this World Cup final is going to be crazy. I really should have put the picture on the screen right now. There's this old picture of Messi bathing a baby Lamine Yamal. When Lamine Yamal was a baby, I think it was for a UNICEF shoot or something. There's a picture of Messi bathing him when he was a little baby. And that young child that Messi was bathing is going to be amongst his biggest competition next Sunday as he tries to win the FIFA World Cup. And I think that's cool, man. Who would ever guess? And they had been circulating that picture all World Cup. And at no point did I think that I would actually see a Spain-Argentina final. But we are. We're going to see Messi and Alvarez, Mac Allister, Martinez, them people there. We're going to take on Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal. All them guys, man. It's going to be. And Cucurella, listen. This is going to be a great final, man. You think we can do predictions on Friday? I promise you guys that. On Friday, we're going to do predictions. That's probably even going to be the public opinion. We're going to do World Cup predictions. You're going to tell me exactly what you think the final score is going to be and who's going to win. And we're going to write them down. And whoever actually predicts it properly we'll give you a good shout out. But I'm excited, man. This has been a great World Cup. This has been a great World Cup. I don't think there's ever been a bad World Cup in my lifetime. I've enjoyed every World Cup I've ever watched, and this one is no different. And I was saying today, man, it really is a privilege to be able to see great players like Messi do it at his age, 39 years old, about to potentially win a second straight World Cup. And it's not even just him, man. Watching the young guys come up. I remember 2018 when Mbappe was just a youngin, winning the World Cup for the first time. And ever since that win, Mbappe has been one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant individual at the FIFA World Cup. The fact that he is like 2 goals underneath the all-time record, crazy. And I think we're seeing the same thing with Lamine Yamal. Now, Lamine Yamal is not necessarily the main man on the Spain team, but as a fresh 19-year-old, he just turned 19, he's been making a name for himself this World Cup. And it's going to be very interesting. What if he hoists the World Cup trophy come Sunday? People, it's been awesome. I've thoroughly enjoyed this World Cup. It's been box office from start to finish. Can't wait to see how it concludes. We are going to take a break, and I'm going to tell you my comment of the day. Stay tuned.
What's Cooking was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Limited, Jamaica's leading distributor of industrial automation and control solutions.
A voice, a personality you love returns to Nationwide this August. Afternoons on air and online at Nationwide will never be the same.
If you love the vibes, the laughs, and the real talk, then you're one of us. Don't just listen, belong. Join the Nationwide 90FM Family Club on Patreon.
All right, folks, we are winding down here on comment section. I'm your host, Mahiri Stewart. It's time for comment of the day. My comment of the day comes from Natalie Winter on Facebook, who says, in response to our question on public opinion, what are your thoughts on the fact that the Integrity Commission is going to increase its media engagement moving forward? Natalie Winter says, I believe this commitment will foster transparency and accountability. And it's time we had a more open dialogue about integrity in media. It's crucial for our nation's progress. And I think she's spot on. I'm very excited to see this become a new thing for the Integrity Commission, and I welcome it as a member of the Fourth Estate. I really revel in the fact that journalists are going to be able to ask members of the Integrity Commission questions. I feel like as a journalist, we've been just subject to Integrity Commission reports, and there's just been little to no opportunity to query anyone, for that matter, whether it be the director of investigations or the executive director. It's always seemed like an uphill battle. And I think this will change that. And I think once the public sees that, it's going to make their perception a lot better, that they're willing to take these questions from the media, who are probably taking it for the public's interest. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Love seeing that. Yeah, man. So what a pub up we've had today. What's cooking we've had today. It's been quite the week, hosting this one by myself. I hope Shallow is having a great time. She is. Like, I can't even pretend she's not. Shallow is probably having the time of her life right now, man. She is up, down, all around, jumping up and down, reveling in this Spain masterclass. And who would have thought that when she chose Spain at the beginning of this World Cup coverage, they'd have been going all the way to the finals? Not me, man. Not me. See, my little side dropout ages ago, before we've reached the knockouts. So I've just been spectating as an unbiased supporter. And Uruguay dropping out of the World Cup early was probably the biggest blessing in disguise of all time, because it's just allowed me to just watch the rest of this World Cup stress-free. And that's just made it a great viewing experience for me. Hopefully those who've had their teams lose can watch the rest of this World Cup stress-free now. You know, it's going to be a great time for all of us. But thank you, as always, for tuning in to the comments section here on Nationwide 90 FM, the place to be every day at 7 p.m. to 7:30. This show was made possible by our producer, Sonia Stewart, our technical engineer, Andrew Glenn Anderson, our video editors, Demar Williams and Jasmine Kennedy, my younger brother, Akil Stewart, for the theme song. Rest in peace, Fantan Moja, and thank you for creating this absolute banger, Hungry, which we will use to close out the show. See y'all tomorrow.
Open up the door. Tell them Mama hungry, Papa hungry, brother hungry, sister hungry. Do something for the poor.
A voice you love returns home. I gotta tell ya.